Gen Z has canceled skinny jeans. Gen Z has canceled the side part. And now Gen Z has canceled ankle socks. Ankle socks are over, folks. If you're wearing ankle socks, you're old, dusty, and crusty, at least according to Generation Z. Gen Z has brought back the crew sock, y'all. The crew sock. They brought the crew sock back because, according to them, ankle socks are for old people. Yikes. Ouch. Zinger. What's funny about it, right, is the fact that as an elder millennial, or a millennial in general, we wore ankle socks because crew socks were for old people. It's just so interesting how the tide of fashion turns. Gen Z, we switched to ankle socks because the old people were wearing crew socks. Crew socks are dad socks to us. But to Gen Z, ankle socks are dad socks. Oh, man. I mean, these are the days of our lives. Am I right? I remember, listen, ankle socks were such a requirement when I was young that we used to take our crew socks and fold them down to create faux ankle socks because you would get clowned so hard walking around with them crew socks. And now here's Gen Z telling us that we look old. And also they said dirty. They said we look dirty. They were like, ew, it looks like you don't have any socks on. Yeah, that's the point. It's chic. You wouldn't understand. It's chic. I will say, Southern California, though, I don't know if it's all of California, actually, but I mean, I live in SoCal. SoCal, they never did the ankle socks. I tell you that much. They do them, them hooker boot length socks, them hooker socks. You know, that's always been their style. The tall socks. I remember when I was living still back in Jersey, where I'm from, and I was dating this guy who lived in Brooklyn, but he was originally from Southern California. And I remember I was like, what's up with these socks? You have them always pulled all the way up. What is this? He was like, oh, that's the style. That's California. And then I moved to LA and I was like, oh, okay. But see, their socks are different. They're not doing regular crew socks that stop at the top of your ankle. They're doing, like I said, the hooker socks. You know what a hooker sock is, right? They're the length of hooker boots. So that's another, that, you know, they're not a part of this discussion. They get exempt from this discussion. But, you know, Gen Z, one of the things you have to understand is that fashion is cyclical, or at least it's been cyclical in the last like 50, 60 years since, you know, mass production has come into the fashion world. That is a discussion for another day. We could talk about that another day. But, you know, prior to that, it wasn't so cyclical, but it is cyclical, right? Like we just kind of do the same things over and over again and just like change it up a little bit, tweak it a little bit. You know, when I was growing up, when I was a teenager, that's when the bell bottoms came back, you know? Also, so let me finish my thought. One thing about me is I will never finish a thought. It's because I have so many thoughts in my head, guys. I have so many thoughts. My mind is going a million miles an hour, and it's like my mouth can't go fast enough for my thoughts. And I notice, like, when I go back and I watch like some of these episodes, I'm like, girl, you don't be finishing your thought. But it's okay because I'm just a human. I'm doing the best I can here. Like the great Mariah once said when she was drunkenly DJing, I'm doing the best I can with what I got. Okay. So, you know, we did that whole cyclical thing. You know, we went back to the bell bottoms, which eventually became flare jeans, which eventually became, you know, the boot cuts. Like we did that, the platforms, like we took that from the 70s, you know, and fashion is cyclical. And millennials, especially, what y'all don't understand, Gen Z, about millennials and millennial fashion is that We tried everything, so you don't have to. We've done it all. Okay, when I was a kid, it was baggy jeans. It was the baggy jeans and the boxers showing. Shout out to Aaliyah, rest in peace, baby. Okay? Shout out to Aaliyah talking about a 4-page letter and I enclosed it with a kiss. Rest in peace, baby girl. They did you so dirty. They did you so dirty. So yeah, when I was young, it was the baggy jeans. Everything was loose and baggy sweatshirts and t-shirts, right? And it was the middle part. When I was a middle schooler, it was the middle part. I mean, go back and look at any 90s heartthrob. Look at Jonathan Taylor Thomas from the 90s. Look at Devin Sawa. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. Look at all the 90s heartthrobs. They all had that middle part bust down. Okay? All of them. That was the style. The middle part. We used to do that middle part back in the day. And guess what happened? After trials and tribulations, we realized the middle part is ugly. It is ugly. The middle part is only a small percentage of people look good with the middle part. And those are God's chosen. That's not all of us. There's a tiny percentage of people that the middle part complements their face. And they've been kissed by God. You can't, it doesn't flatter everybody's face. But you know what does flatter everybody's face? The side part. I promise you that. Do yourself a favor and pull up pictures of people with the middle part versus the side part. They always are going to look so much more chic, so much more put together with that side part. It's just more universally flattering. You know what else? Skinny jeans. We did the baggy jeans. Baggy jeans, look, there's a vibe. I'm not gonna lie, baggy hits, but they're kind of ugly. Okay? Then we went into the bell bottoms and the flare jeans and the boot cut. Don't get me started on them damn flare jeans. I hope I never put another pair of flare jeans on again. I promise. I wore flare jeans enough. Okay? At the bottom of your jeans, dirty as hell, because they're dragging everywhere you go. Okay? We did it. And then we landed on skinny jeans. And we were like, oh, this looks good. It is universally flattering. The vast majority of people look good wearing skinny jeans. Now, there's levels to skinniness. Don't get too skinny now because you look crazy, right? But the vast majority of people look good with skinny and or fitted jeans. It's just what it is. And we millennials, we learned that the hard way by looking ugly in these streets. And now here comes Gen Z trying to tell us that our skinny jeans are whack and da-da-da. Okay, let's see what Gen Z is looking like a decade from now. That's what I want to see.